We just got our first look at the new Michael Myers, but it's not who we thought it was. Welcome back to another Halloween the Game video. Today we got a new interview behind the scenes with Nick Castle. And it came with a few new images. And there's one thing in particular that I don't think a lot of people are talking about that I'm very interested in.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we'll go through the interview. We'll read this thing top to bottom. We'll go over the new images. And we'll talk about the new Michael actor, which I wasn't expecting a new Michael actor.
Yeah.
I figured if I assumed somebody would be jumping into the role again, but I assumed it would either be Kane, because we confirmed by himself that he is working on Halloween, just not clear what, beyond the fact that he's doing mocap. He did confirm that. And, if we're not doing Kane, I figured they'd go and get somebody else. I was shocked they got Nick Castle. That was cool. But if you're going to get somebody to do more of the action, which I assume is the case here, why not get like Aaron Armstrong?
Right.
Or, I don't know, James Hugh Courtney or somebody who's played the character before. But I'm not against the casting that they did here. We'll talk about it in a second. All right, let's freaking dive right in. Nick Castle talks all things Halloween with some behind the scenes at the mocap studio. The Halloween team has seen how excited fans have been about the announcement of Nick Castle's involvement in Halloween. We know the community has a great deal of questions about his role in the project, and we have the privilege of talking with the OG Shape himself about returning to Haddonfield to be a part of this game. We feel so honored to be involved in Halloween nearly 50 years since the film's original release. Nick shares that sentiment and genuinely couldn't imagine he'd be stepping back into the role of Michael all this time later. He jokingly remarks, "I was just hoping the film would help John get another job," which he did always say that.
What a friend.
What a friend. He's like, "Hey, man, I just hope it gets you the next step." And it did.
I would think so.
It did. It did all right. It's clear when talking to Nick that there was an immense amount of joy and dedication from everyone involved to translate the iconic cinematics to the video game world. The mocap session was a prominent example of these commitments. Nick discussed how much fun he had recreating the signature movements like Michael's intimidating walk and his unforgettable head tilt. With Nick stating, "Well, it did make me go watch the movie again to see just what the hell I did that contributes to the success of the character." It's funny that he says that, to go back and rewatch it, because he's always put an emphasis on, I just walked.
Yeah.
I'm like, I was just being myself, man. I just walked. That's all it really was. But it works. Do you know what's something specific about his movement that I think stands out? Because I think he does just walk as Michael. There's nothing too crazy there. That's why I think everybody that's played the character since has done a pretty good job. There's no like standout like, he didn't do a good job. There's none of that. But there's the looks of Michael have been bad. Yeah. But the way he walks downstairs is interesting.
Absolutely.
He stays, I've studied this, all right, I wanted to do it myself. He stays very vertical with his torso. Like, he doesn't bend down and look at his feet at all. And then his feet don't step forward, his knees come up.
Yep.
It's interesting. Go analyze the shot of him like go down the stairs. There's something unique about that.
From the waist up, it's just locked in.
Yeah, and it just his knees do all the movement. Very fluid guy. I don't know, but that's like the one thing that stands out. I don't know if they did a lot of stair walking, but I'm gonna judge that.
Yeah.
When we play the game, and we see Michael going up and down stairs, I'm gonna judge the way his knees look. Damn it. But yeah, then we got we'll come back to the pictures. We'll come back to the pictures in a second. All right, but first we'll just get through the text here. Stepping back into the Shape shoes came with some help from new talent. The team was proud to announce that prolific actor and stuntman TJ Storm worked alongside Nick Castle to bring Michael to life in the game. The folks creating the game wanted the character to be as authentic as possible, and I did my best to capture the original movements. It was fun to do, and I had a great time with the team. So TJ Storm. Confirmation TJ Storm, again, a name that hasn't been associated with the Halloween franchise before, but he's been around a long time. Like they said, prolific actor and stuntman. He's been in a million different things. Just in the video game world, like recently mocap for Black Ops 6.
Yep.
So just like an example, he's been around a while, and I'm in between on how I feel about him in terms of like his age, because this is young Michael. I think TJ is like 53, but he's in better shape than all of us, let's be honest.
Absolutely.
So I don't really think that makes a difference. And that's why I always said, like, if you got James Hugh Courtney, he'd be fine too.
Yeah.
Like, he's 65 now, I think, but he's in great shape. The guy can move. As long as the knees work, that's all you really need. That's why I thought Nick Castle couldn't do it. Just get him in there to walk a little bit, and we're good. The head tilt, imagine it is kind of crazy, the dedication. Like, he probably went in there and did minimal stuff.
Oh, for sure.
Like, we have this new picture of him with the knife we'll talk about in a second, but I doubt he mocapped a lot of the kills. It's probably just some walking, maybe some stairs, like I said, and head tilt.
Yeah. It was like when he was announced for Halloween 2018. We're like, they were like, oh, he did the breathing. Like, you didn't have to do that.
Yeah.
That was just fun. And he was in the one shot, I think.
He's in 2, technically.
Or, yeah, the 2. Wasn't it one in the window?
Yeah, one's in the mirror. The mirror shot up in the window on the second floor.
And then the car when the bus was leaving, right? And
I think it's when he finds the mask and closes the trunk.
Oh.
And it's looking through the back window. I believe that is Nick.
I thought it was when...
Oh, you're talking about the shadow, too.
The shadow when Laurie's screaming after the bus pulls out.
Yeah, I think that's him, too.
Before the bus crash.
Yeah. What bus crash? Yeah, I think that's him as well. But yeah, I'm pretty sure you can actually tell with the head shape when they close the trunk. I think that's Nick as well. But for sure, window and the silhouette, that's Nick. So
yeah,
that's pretty sweet.
Very minimal, but we appreciated that so much.
Yeah, right. Like, Halloween fans appreciate that. Horror fans in general appreciate that. That's why having him involved at all is a big deal, even if it is something super minimal. Like him, if he just did the head tilt, I'd be like, all right.
Or just even the breathing sound effects.
Yeah, it would be cool with that. So that's pretty sweet. And I know this is not a big deal, and it's obvious that this is going to happen, but it is confirmation of the head tilt, and that's kind of fun.
Yeah.
I don't know where they're going to... Obviously, if there's not a kill in this game where you can pin somebody up to a wall like that, like Bob, if you can't do that, I'd be shocked, and you'd think that would come with the head tilt. The head tilt also, there's a chance it's an emote. Doubt it. It'll be spammed. like Roxbury. I doubt that's the case. I'm sure it's associated into actual kills, but yeah, pretty sweet. But okay, when asked about what it was like to work alongside TJ, Nick states that he was a real sweetheart, very professional, and takes his job seriously. We were also told that TJ is a great listener and incorporated Nick's suggestions into his work. And also, even that alone, Nick being able to give real-time feedback on the character. I know he hasn't played the character in 48 years, 47 years,
but he is the shape,
right? And it's cool that Nick is passionate enough to care about giving feedback, and it's cool that TJ is willing to listen. Bringing the Boogeyman back to Halloween is being made possible thanks to the efforts of the original director John Carpenter and longtime producers of the Halloween franchise Malek Akkad and Ryan Freeman. Nick and John remain close friends and regularly hang out off camera. Additionally, Nick says that he has a strong relationship with Malek and Ryan and is always there for them when they call. Everyone involved truly appreciates how beloved this movie continues to be. Nick relayed some thoughts on the lasting impact of this independent film. There's a gigantic fan base that I get to meet in cities all around the country and parts of the world going to horror and fan conventions. It's a big part of some people's lives. It's been a big influence in the genre. Nice to see John get the honors he deserves now that he is ancient. You have to throw him under the bus like that.
Got him.
I think he's been getting the honors he deserves for a while.
Yeah, I mean, not just for Halloween.
Oh, yeah, right. I mean, just The Thing alone. That's another movie that took a while to really get the credit it deserves, but here we are, and it's a lot of people's favorite horror movie of all time.
Yeah.
Favorite movie of all time. Yeah. John Carpenter has cooked up some big movies out there.
Yeah, he had an incredible run. Like when you look at his filmography, his IMDb, like the run he had of like 8 films in a row, crazy.
Yeah, you could argue he's the GOAT.
He kind of is.
You could argue he's the GOAT. Okay. Now, while Nick so generously offered his time, we couldn't help asking him ample questions about his work on the original film. Below are a series of questions specifically tailored for diehard fans of the franchise. I think a lot of you guys, especially if you're specifically tailored for diehard fans of the franchise, I think a lot of you guys probably have already heard this stuff.
Yeah.
We'll go through it anyway. We're having fun here.
Yeah.
All right. All right, can you provide us some context to the popular behind-the-scenes, on-set photos of you drinking a can of soda with Michael's mask? That photo is a fan favorite. It's hard to remember accurately why that was taken other than to guess that we had a deal for free drinks and we need to show them with the character. I redid that shot while doing my cameo in the 2018 film.
He did.
Yeah, classic. The Dr. Pepper photo was a classic, which is why the new mocap photo having Diet Coke on there, not Dr. Pepper, is a missed opportunity.
I thought we were staying true to the franchise here.
Other than playing the shape, what other duties or jobs did you have on the set of Halloween? No other duties other than to help out from time to time if they needed an extra hand. The experience was valuable for me because of my interest in watching John work with the cast and crew and picking up some pointers from my eventual directing efforts. It's funny because Halloween is one of the few films where it's talked about just how involved. It's a huge blockbuster film. It wasn't at the time, but it is now. It's funny hearing stories from like Jamie Lee Curtis talking about how doing the opening shot of the film, how they're running around, moving lights, and how everybody was involved. It wasn't actually like a dedicated crew. It was everybody was doing.
It's independent filmmaking.
Yeah, that's how it is. Run and gun style stuff. But yeah, pretty cool. There have been so many great and talented folks who have played Michael Myers as well. If you had to pick one other person who has embodied the shape similar to you, who would be your go-to? So that's a tough one. All the other guys did a great job. I've become close to James Hugh Courtney, who is Michael in the new movies. He's a beast. Of course, you're going to pick James.
They're always hanging out at cons.
Yeah, it's probably the one person he's really like works side by side with to get the movements right and whatnot. So, yeah, of course it had to be James. I want to hear that question and say other than James. I want to hear what his answer is to that, because James is the obvious answer if you're including everybody. Considering that you can see a wisp of smoke during the scene where Annie is telling Laurie that no one is behind a bush, legends say that this smoke stemmed from John Carpenter smoking during filming. Do you remember catching this when watching the film? Do not remember that. I'm not sure why they included the answer there at all.
Could have just cut that question and answer out.
Yeah. I mean, I do respect them knowing. I don't know who actually did this interview. It's labeled as Halloween team.
Right.
Just knowing that, I'm gonna assume it's somebody from Gunn.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's always been the thing there on the sidewalk. Smoke comes in, and it's always been pushed back to John Carpenter smoking on set. Probably. Who knows?
Yeah. Could have cut this out of this interview, but that's fine.
Of course, Nick doesn't remember that. So I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about.
What led to you being cast as the Shape for the 1978 Halloween film? John was a buddy from film school. They were doing pre-production at the sets that happened to be near my house. I met John there, asked if I could hang out on the set to pick up some pointers for my eventual work as a director, and he said, well, as long as you are around, put this on. Then he handed me the mask. Who would have thought?
Still just a crazy story.
Yeah, it's so simple. It's always, a lot of people talk about Michael as if he's this big, bad, brute dude, and I know in the future, you get Tyler Mane in there eventually in the remake, and that becomes true. But he's just a regular ass dude in the first one. Nick Castle's a skinny fella, 5'10" just a regular guy, which was the point, that it could just be anybody, anywhere, America.
Evil.
And he's somewhere in between human and supernatural in the first film. Obviously, the new trilogy changes that. No questions asked. He's obviously supernatural in the new trilogy, but. Yeah, just get in there, kid. It changes his life forever.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Okay, and any final thoughts you'd like to share with fans looking forward to playing Halloween? With the team I met and the fact that John and Malik and all are on board, I have high hopes that the game will be something the fans will enjoy. And then he said in jest, and keep them busy until Halloween 14. They had to clarify. He's joking. This is not confirmation. He's joking. He should have said H60. H60.
Yep.
Yeah, it could happen.
It will happen. But
are they going to get Jamie Lee Curtis back one more time?
No shot, right?
I'll take that bet.
I'll take that bet. Right?
As long as she is healthy come H60, I can see it happening one more time. More time.
They have the money for it.
Yeah, well, yeah. And it's a franchise that will never die. It'll keep coming back. I think it's more realistic that it gets fully remade. Might get another. Give Bob another try, shall we?
Yeah.
That's okay. But
that's fine.
Yeah. The cute little behind the scenes look. But now let's take a look at the photos, shall we? Because this is something I wanted to talk about that was interesting. First of all, let's go to the one they shared on socials everywhere. Nick Castle with the knife.
Nice.
They even added blood to it. That's nice.
It's a used knife.
This actual motion of stabbing is interesting. He's just reaching into a body right now. He's stabbing forward. This looks like a kind of like a basic attack animation. I like to overthink these things.
It could also just be a promo for socials.
Yeah, I mean, just stick the knife out. Do your thing. But yeah, it could just be like a standard attack, reaching out and stabbing. It also could very well be, I think if they were doing mocap for the wall pinning, they would actually have a wall up and have somebody there.
Oh, for sure.
So the fact that he's doing a stabbing motion with nobody actually there, that's why I think it might be just like a basic attack animation.
Yeah.
But only time will tell.
When you're swinging at nothing.
Yeah. You just swing at bushes if you want. Then we got the photo with Nick and TJ Storm. There's that Coke. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. It's cool. Look how happy he is.
He's excited.
Who wouldn't be? Yeah, right. You're playing one of the most iconic characters in horror history.
Another one to add to his resume, his already impressive resume.
You know what would have been cool if they managed to get John Carpenter on set
directing some mocap.
I wonder if that happened, because John is intimately involved. That's how it's been promoted from the beginning, and even Nick reiterated that in this interview, that John's on board, you guys should be on board.
Right.
It's like, well, how on board does he want to be? How cool would it be to have him direct Nick one more time, or just in real time, just reacting to the mocap? I think it'd be cool.
Yeah. Maybe that'll be on our next hub post.
Yeah.
Is John in the studio or zooming in? Because he
sure.
Didn't he direct an episode of a show a couple years ago from via Zoom?
Yeah, that was for that one animated show, right? Or am I crazy?
I thought it was live action.
I don't remember.
But yeah, if he was in the booth or in the studio at all, like that would be awesome.
Yeah, it's just like how Marco Beltrami just did for the score for Scream 7. Like those things are certainly possible. And I think John is a real gamer.
Yes.
He's a bit of a nerd himself. I would think that he'd want to just see this. I think it'd be interesting to him.
Yeah, if he's never seen it before.
Yeah. I don't know. Time will tell again. We'll see. But now this one's interesting to me. So it looks like it's just either Nick and TJ having conversation or doing some coaching over there. I don't know what's going on. But the part that's interesting to me is that Rob Fox from Gun is in this photo. And because we know that Kane Hodder is confirmed working on this game, my assumption with that, and just an assumption, just a theory, was that when Gun got involved, they went back and did pickups for either extra kills or some other stuff for single player, whatever it may be, and that Kane would have jumped in to play Michael. That's the logical thing to do for Gun, is if you're going to have Kane involved, let him finally finish off this career of playing these horror icons.
Right.
It's one of the few that he hasn't been able to do. Here you go. And maybe that happened. Maybe it's something really simple. But since TJ's involved, why wouldn't you just keep using TJ?
Exactly. Keep it uniform.
Yeah, what this photo does is confirms that Gun was at the mocap studio at this time. And if Gun would have been the ones that made that happen with Kane. You know, like they would have brought in Kane to do that. So since they're already here at a mocap studio and Kane's not there, at least playing Michael, what is he doing? Yeah, because he did confirm he's doing mocap. Let me clarify. He confirmed he's doing mocap with Gun and Ophonic. Didn't clarify the game, but then later on confirmed that he's involved with Halloween the game.
Right. And a lot of people, thought it was fake because it was deleted.
Yeah.
Like there's still a conversation on Reddit that's like, is this real? I don't think this is real. And a lot of people don't believe that it's real. That was on Kane Hodder's actual Facebook page.
Yeah, I guess you're just going to have to trust us on this one. Saw it with my own eyeballs.
Yes.
It's real.
I mean, I think everyone even checked and was like, this is Kane, right?
Yeah.
Follow the page, click it. Yep. I've been liking this page for a while. This is Kane.
Yeah. It's not, it was deleted. So obviously they have a plan to reveal his involvement in some way, shape, or form. And it's also, so I'm pretty sure Michael Osi runs Kane's socials. So maybe he just jumped the gun and announced something before he was supposed to. You never know. You never know what could happen. But yeah, it obviously he's involved. It's a no-brainer. I highly doubt Gun and Alphonic are working on another game that he happened to mocap for.
Right.
So the question, did he end up doing some random shots as Michael just so he could say he played the character? Is that something a Gun did as a favor for him? Or is he mocapping another character?
Was he part of this session? Not like this specific session, but this block of mocap here.
Yeah. There's always a chance that he's just stunt coordinating. He's a very active stunt coordinator. There's always that chance. I just couldn't see Kane being on the sidelines for this one.
The whole time.
Yeah, I feel like he'd want to do something. There's always the theory that he's mocapping Loomis. That, that could be the case. I thought there's a chance that maybe he was just doing VO for like a police character or something like that, which could be the case. He could be doing that too. But he confirmed he's in the mocap studio. He confirmed that. So could just be doing that. Could be mocapping some of the cops or something. I don't know.
Yeah, really interesting. Maybe he's bikers around the Rabbit in Red.
Sure. Yeah, there's things he could do. Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting to bring in somebody who is kind of, in horror. The high profile in horror doesn't really mean high profile in general. There's only a few people that can make that claim. Like Robert Englund and Bruce Campbell are like about as close as you get to like A-list down here with the niche horror genre. But in general, for this genre, Kane is on the more popular, expensive side. So to bring him in just to do like one little thing feels weird to me.
Right.
I got to assume it's something more significant than that. But I also think Kane would come in and play Michael for free. So
when was this?
Right.
Was this right before Kane had spilled the beans on that interview?
Yeah. I don't know. Well, because that was, he said, 3 weeks before that interview is when they were in mocap. Well, he was in mocap, and that included Scout as well. And we knew that Rob was there, which Rob is in this photo, and we knew that Ronnie was there. So and then also Riley Kiera Armstrong was there too. So yeah, is it the same time? I don't know. Probably not. It's also kind of changing how long has Gunn been involved. It's got to be still this year that they would
2025. Yeah.
Yeah, it wouldn't be any time before that. So
no.
I don't know. But Gunn was even there for Nick Castle's mocap.
Right.
Are they more involved than we thought? I don't think that's a big deal, by the way.
No.
Gunn's involvement with things like this, I don't think should scare anybody. Because if there's anything that Gunn brings to the table, it's true horror fan passion. They may fumble some things post-release. We all agree with that. As things went wrong with TCM and their monetization system, yada yada yada. You guys get it, but
right where TCM went wrong wasn't mocap experience.
Yeah, it wasn't being genuine to the IP.
Right.
And at this stage, that's the important part. So I'm not too worried about their involvement until we get to post-launch and where's that decision-making come in. But Ilphonic and Ryan Freeman and Malik Akkad, they've all been very clear that this is Ilphonic's game, and we have a longevity plan here. We're in it for the long haul. Everybody says that. Let's see what you actually do. But still, it's good to know that they're that passionate about it. Ryan Freeman seems very adamant. He's been pretty stern about it.
Yeah.
So I'm into that.
Which is great.
Yeah, cool. Please. Thank you. But yeah, that's our newest look at Halloween the game. New behind-the-scenes photos. Nick Castle back on set there. TJ Storm, our new Michael Myers. Gonna see a lot more. And what's Kane doing? Loomis confirmed.
Please tell us what Kane is doing. Thank you.
That's the next hub post. Well, it could be. I don't know.
It will be a hub post. Just when?
Yeah, that's another thing. This hub post schedule is not consistent. This came out on a Tuesday. The last one came out on a Thursday. It has not been weekly. Even the time cadence is not consistent. So I don't know. It's a complete guessing game. Keep your schedules free midweek all the time so that you can jump in and make a video and talk about this right now.
Yep.
That's how it's got to be. I'm into it. But hey, that's our thoughts. Let us know yours in the comments below. That's going to wrap this video. If you enjoyed, make sure you drop a like and subscribe to our channel for more updates like this one. And of course, as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.